It is finally time to start our next build, our next junk build, if you will. It's going to be a seacan shipping container converted into a cabin / office type situation. Now, if you've been hanging around this channel long enough, you know we build a lot of stuff out of junk. We've built solar pop can heaters. We've built chicken coops. Not one, but 2 greenhouses. We even built a barn, an entire barn out of junk, reclaimed materials. This 10 by 20 foot goat barn we built last year. This is an 8 foot by 20 foot insulated reefer container. Not sure what it was originally used for. It came with the property. It was here when we got here. And we've been trying to figure out what exactly we should do with it since we got here. We've tossed around quite a few different ideas, using it as just plain old storage, selling it, but the one thing that we kept coming back to was building a bunkie or a guest house, small cabin. Our house is really tiny, so if there's anything we could use here, it's a place for guests to stay when they come to visit. It'll also double as some extra office space for us because we just have no room in the house. It'll be a place for us to edit videos for our various YouTube channels as well as to live stream out of, which is something that we really need, a dedicated editing and live streaming location. We've already installed the door. We did not film this simply because we knew it was going to be a bunch of trial and error in order to get this thing mounted, but I will show you exactly how we did that by installing a new window. So let's get started. I'm just starting by marking out the 4 corners of the hole that needs to be cut, including the frame that will be mounted to the seacan. Next, I'm just tracing out the lines that will need to be cut on both the inside and the outside of the building. Because of the foam insulation and plastic interior, I'm wearing an N95 mask to keep as much of the dust out of my lungs as possible. An angle iron with a thin cutting disc makes short work of cutting through the 1/8 inch thick steel exterior of the container. To cut the hole on the inside, I'm marking each corner using a drill so I can trace out a rough hole to cut on the inside. This is where it starts to get really dusty and messy. The inside of the container is lined with 1/8 inch rigid plastic. If yours is too, wear a mask. Now it's time for the Sawzall to cut through the steel studs inside the wall. We have the hole put in for the window. That was a bit of work, that's for sure. We're going to frame it in around the outside. Same thing we did for the door. Reclaimed 3x3 lumber from old skids. We have our lumber cut to frame in the window here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in order to install the window, which is going to involve using these steel brackets to hold the frame in place. We're going to use self-tapping metal screws on the steel side and regular wood screws to screw into the wood. This piece of 2x4 I have cut to the width of the window so that I can space each side properly. I'm going to start just with a few screws on each bracket, and then I'll come around and fill in all of the other screws as needed. We have the brackets in. I will be putting screws in every hole that I possibly can. I may add a couple of brackets as well, a couple more. But for now, there's a storm rolling in. I can hear the thunder getting very close. So my main priority right now is just getting that window set in place. And for that, I'm gonna need a hand. So, Magical Mandy! I need help! Please? So tip the top back. Is that fitting in? Don't have much time. Well, we were close. Almost got it in before the rain started. At least it's in place at this point. It is just pouring now. Thunder, lightning. Yeah, we'll come back to this in a little while. Stay tuned, folks. Uh-oh. Hopefully that canopy holds up. It's getting windy. This just came out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I watched the radar like a hawk and this just popped right up. Wow. That hit a tree out there. Well, that was pretty intense. Didn't see that one coming. We got like, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches of water in about half an hour. There is the massive tree that was just hit by lightning. Crazy. This is a huge old birch tree. Just massive tree. The tree was dead to begin with, so it's not a terrible loss, but this is habitat loss for bats, unfortunately. Just exploded. It's a good thing that we managed to get that window in right before the rain started. Now I'm just going to finish up putting in some spray foam and we'll see how things are looking. This is just some low expansion spray foam I got from my buddy Chris. Fill her up. When they say low expansion, they don't actually mean low expansion. Alrighty, spray foam has all dried up. I've already trimmed it down. All the gaps are filled in. The steel brackets that we've used to secure the frame to the actual container have worked out quite nicely for us. We've done both the door now and the window. Now, this is just our way of doing it. If folks have done this a different way, I'd love to hear about it because I have more windows and doors to put in this thing, and I'd be willing to look at other options as to how to mount the frames to the seacan, keeping in mind that this is an insulated seacan. It's 1/8 inch steel on the outside, and then about 3 inches of foam, and then plastic on the inside. So there's not a lot to work with here as far as what we can mount to. Have a little peek at the inside of it. This is how it's looking from the inside. Trimmed up the spray foam in here as well. And we have a functional window in the seacan. Finally! I'm not sure what's next in this build. It kind of depends on what I have as far as building materials go and what I'm able to get a hold of. Obviously, we're trying to do this as much as possible with reclaimed materials. One thing is for certain, I have to get this place cleaned up a little bit so I can actually start working inside of it now. What a mess. This is ridiculous. This is what happens when you don't have much storage space.